It's very blustery. It'll be a hell of a tour going up the main straight, I would have thought, into turn one. Thumbs up, it's Jay Elliott in pole position, Joe Holmes on the front row with him. On the second row, an excellent run by Dan Healy, takes third. Brandon Williams is on grid 4. Pete O'Connor won the first heat and starts on grid 5. Ian Blake in car number 18 on grid 6. Steve Brown is well up as well. Elliott's got the whole shot. There's a lot of jockeying for position. Bit of a chop there, perhaps you could say, but he's come out ahead. And it's Holmes in second, Healy, O'Connor, Brandon Williams in the white-ish suit. It's all... They've all made it through fairly cleanly. It's through 5, fast through 6, over the hump hard on the brakes. Anyone going to shoot it up the inside? No. Elliott went in quite deep. Is he trying to back Holmes up into the field? Get someone else to take care of him and then make his break. Holmes takes a look over his shoulder. In second, it's Dan Healy on his bumper. O'Connor, Williams, Blake, Brown, the champion I should say, and the championship leader. Williams is defensive to hold off Blake. It's kicking off at the front and Holmes has gone for the lead into turn 2. Healy moves through to second. Elliott looking to come straight back at him, or is he just covering off any attempt by Pete O'Connor? Holmes and Healy have pulled a few kart lengths as the rest of the field have a sort out behind. Hattersley on the grass. Still looks fairly calm. It hasn't really kicked off big style just yet. But Holmes and Healy is trying to hang on in that slipstream to stop Holmes just breaking clear and pulling clear. Elliott having to hold off Pete O'Connor, possibly waiting for his car to come in, as it were. Williams in 5th, Darren Teal up to 6th. Blake in 7th, Harding in 8th. There's that a little bit of precipitation I can feel on my arms. It could be spitting a rain, but I don't think it's going to matter. Holmes has just about broken the toe. Another couple of yards and he will be free. Healy's got to hang in there as O'Connor, Elliott rubbing each other. Williams in 5th. Teal in 6th. There's a yellow flag out. I'm not sure what that's for. Jonathan Lister's buried it in the tyres. No, it's Truman. Truman in the tyres. But it's Holmes and Healy has managed to stay in the slipstream. And they're beginning to gap Jay Elliott, Pete O'Connor. They're a second off the bumper, and that is out of the slipstream. And it looks as though Elliott's trying to hang on to 3rd place. And Pete O'Connor is looking to get by. Elliott backing him up into Williams and Darren Teal. And the wind is picking up even more. Teal pushes through and then pushes into O'Connor and goes through. Jack Harding in his Tony Kart suit is there as well, but on the outside of turn 4. Oh! Contact between Teal and Elliott is pitched into the tyre barrier. I don't think there's anything deliberate there. Just too many karts going for too much of the same piece of tarmac. But it has kicked off behind. You can see Tyler Mays touring around at the back of the field, and Healy is trying to hang in the slipstream with Joe Holmes, and that's a sensible approach. The pair have pulled clear, and it's all kicking off behind. Harding to the inside of Williams, can he get it done? Not quite there. and that brings in Stuart Martin, and Williams is going to be shuffled down this line through the double apex, but he has clung on, has he? No, he's lost out to Martin. Sticks his nose in, all crossed up, and Brown will be through. Was he pushed? No, I just think it was a sloppy overtaking manoeuvre. And Williams has been run down the line there. He's lost out to first James Hattersley in kart number 11. David Longman as well. He's managed to hold off. Jonathan Listener. Four minutes 40 from the finish of this 12-minute final. We're looking for a race leader. There he is, Joe Holmes, still with Dan Healy. Is Healy going to go for the win here, or is he going to settle for the second step of the podium? He's got to make it. He's got to take a shot at it if it's on. Look at the gap that they've got. It's 4.5 seconds on Ian Blake moving into third place, ahead of Pete O'Connor. Gap then to Harding. Under pressure from Stuart Martin. Gap then to Steve Brown in kart number 1. David Longman in kart number 10. He's running in 8th place. Just ahead of James Hattersley in kart number 11, in 9th. And then it's Brandon Williams rounding out the top 10. With Teal, Lister and Ben Yarwood trying to break in. And still we wait for Dan Healy to take a shot. It's really the only game in town. Although I can see Pete O'Connor has moved up onto the bumper once again of Ian Blake in the fight for third place. It's as close as he's been. Is he going to take a shot down at the hairpin? Because I think Healy's only going to make one effort, and he's going to be late in the closing stages. I'll keep half an eye on it. Holmes has pulled out half a kart length once again, and the gap is back to 0.2 of a second. So sitting in the slipstream, Dan Healy, looking for a mistake or waiting for a big finish. The battle for third continues. And joining it is Jack Harding. And then Stuart Martin's not out of this one as well in kart 17. But I think Steve Brown is going to have to settle for 7th. Where are we now? 2 minutes 30 from the finish, and Dan Healy has once again moved on to the bumper of Joe Holmes. Will he show him his hand? No, he continues to sit there. There's a penalty for kart number 5, that's down the field. Tyler Mays has clearly been off the road. Don't think he'll play a part in this one. I think he's fast enough to stay ahead of this leading duo, especially when it kicks off, because Healy's got to be shaping up to make an effort. 1 minute 45 from the finish. And still he sits in the wheel tracks of Joe Holmes. Is he saving something? Or is he just happy to be there? That's the question. No final lap board this time. It will be 2 more laps. Next time by will be the final lap. Holmes takes a look. You know, he might be holding something in reserve himself. I can tell you that Pete O'Connor has lost out to Jack Harding. Ian Blake continues to circulate in third place. Still a group of 4. Blake, Harding, O'Connor, Martin. Is it on now for Dan Healy? We're coming round to start the final lap. He's sitting there. Is he going to wait to the last 2 corners? Because it's an easy defence. You know which way it's coming. Here we go then. The final lap board is out. Holmes goes narrow down to turn 1. Healy on the outside. Is the crisscross on for a run into turn 2? No, Holmes shows him the outside of turn 2. Through 3. He's looking to show him the outside of turn 4. He's actually got back to the racing line there. Now has Healy got a run down into the paddock hairpin. Through 7. Into 7. 8. Holmes goes in deep. A chance then at the hairpin. 2 corners from the finish. Healy forces him narrow. Is the crisscross on for a run up the inside in the last corner? Holmes has got this one covered. Healy round the outside. I can't see it. Holmes runs him to the fall. And Joe Holmes wins at Ellough Park in the elite class. Excellent second place for Dan Healy. Jack Harding has come through for 3rd. Ian Blake finishes in 4th place. Pete O'Connor is 5th. Joe Holmes takes another win in his illustrious, short but illustrious Club 100 career. The 2016 heavyweight champion, and now installed as one of the favourites for the 2017 Elite Championship.